Ahame Ahamavyayah.
Asangoham, 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 punah punah.
Asangoham, 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 punah punah. Nandarupoham, Satchidanandarupoham.
Ahameva Vimuktoham,
Nitya Vimuktoham,
Nirakarohamavyayah,
Nirakarohamavyayah. Bhumanandaswarupoham, Ahameva Ahamavyayah.
Nityoham niravadyoham,
Nityoham niravadyoham, Nirakarohamachyutah. Satchidanandarupoham, Ahameva Ahamavyayah.
Asangoham, 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 punah punah.
Asangoham, 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 punah punah. Satchidanandarupoham, Ahamavyayah. Ahame Ahamavyayah. सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्वी धीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। அண்ணாமலையாய் அடியேனை ஆண்ட அன்றே ஆவியுடல் கொண்டாயனக்கோர் குறையுண்டோ குறையும் குணமும் நீ அல்லால் என்னேனிவற்றை என்னுயிரே எண்ணம் எதுவோ அது செய்வாய் கண்ணே உந்தன் கழலினையில் காதற் பெருக்கே தருவாயே கண்ணே உந்தன் கழலினையில் காதற் பெருக்கே தருவாயே ஓம் அதிமதுரசாபஹஸ்தாம் अपरिमितां मोदभानसौभाग्याम् अरुणाम् अतिशयकरुणाम् अभिनवकुलसुन्दरीं वन्दे ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं. So yesterday we saw the first verse, that is the invocation. We will chant again. I will chant, then you repeat after me. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. I salute my Sadguru. Who is he? Govindam Paramanandam. Govinda Bhagavatpada, my Sadguru. Who is Paramanandam? Who is of the nature of bliss, Anandam. Supreme bliss, Paramanandam. And he is actually the truth, the self, the true self. So as a self, tam aghocharam, he is not grasped by the senses or the mind. Aghocharam, he is beyond. Then how to know him or how to abide in him? There is only one way. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam. But he can be apprehended or known through the right means of knowledge. Pramanam, they say, the right means of knowledge. What is the right means of knowledge? Vedanta. Means Vedas are the right means of knowledge. And I told you yesterday, Vedanta means Upanishads, Mahavakya. So here Vedanta Siddhanta means what? The real import of Vedanta Shastra. Siddhanta means Tatparyam. What is your Siddhanta? They ask, na? So the real import of Vedanta Shastra reveals this truth, not otherwise. Not through ordinary means of knowledge like our senses or mind or buddhi, intellect. It cannot be comprehended. So that is my Guru. I salute unto him. So this is very important. Before taking up any study, scriptural study, we have to keep our Guru in our heart and surrender ourselves. Because he has to guide us. From within he has to guide us. Even before sitting for meditation also, just we have to close our eyes and surrender unto our Guru in our own hearts. Then there is no doubt he is there to guide. And he never fails. The guidance is always there from within. So, before starting this wonderful masterpiece, Adi Shankara himself, he surrenders unto his Guru and he is starting the Vivekachudamani. Drunam narajanma durlabhamataha pumsvam tato viprata tasmad vaidika karnavargaparata vidvatvamasmat param jantunam narajanma durlabhamataha. Please. Pumsvam tato viprata तस्माद्वैदिक धर्म मार्ग परता विद्वत्वमस्मात् परम् आत्मानात्म विवेचनं स्वनुभवो ब्रह्मात्मना संस्थितिः मुक्तिर्नो शतजन्म कोटि सुकृतेः पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते. This is in a very difficult meter, so once again we will chant. Jantūnām nara janma durlabhamatah pumstvam tatho viprata tasmādvaidhika dharma marga parata vidvatvamasmāt param आत्मानात्म विवेचनं स्वनुभवो ब्रह्मात्मना संस्थितिः मुक्तिर्नो शतजन्म कोटि सुकृतैः पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते. Jantuna means for the creatures here, like for the human beings here. Jantuna. Nara janma durlabhataha. To gain this human form, human body, durlabhataha is very rare. You know, na? Because from the worm, from the amoeba onwards, the evolution is very slow. Very gradual, the evolution. So when we have reached here as a human, as a humans, that itself is a wonderful thing. Why it is a wonderful thing? Because we have got this buddhi. See, that is why we are wonderful, not because of anything else. We have got the buddhi, which can think deeply and which can even penetrate into the unknown. So to gain this human birth is very rare. So that's what Avaya also says, na? Aridu aridu, maandarai pirattal aridu. So koon kurudi illamangiranga avanga. Apna nartham, we are having all the senses intact. Is that not so? So this is very rare. We are blessed, actually. We don't appreciate all these things, na? We take it for granted. But this itself is a wonderful thing. Durlabhataha means very rare. After gaining this human form, pumstvam. See here, pumstvam means manliness. You know, what Swamiji then for women there is no hope? That is not the idea. Here Gurudev explains, pumstvam means it's the quality of the mind and intellect, he says. See, pumstvam or manliness means what? Courage and determination, detachment, and to pursue, consistently. This is what he says, manly qualities. So a woman also can have these qualities. Then they are fit. That is very rare actually. Even among the men also there are very timid people, very emotional, sentimental, confused, very attached. Then for them, the scripture is not. So, what is the qualification? Pumstvam means, that kind of a courage to pursue something higher. That is what is mentioned here. Otherwise, people interpret it in a wrong way. And they say it is only for men. Women are banned. No, it's not so. Because those days, the rishis, they themselves were ladies. And also, some of the rishis, they gave this upadesha to their wives. Rishi Patnis. So therefore it is not that, women are banned. No. Even in Ramana Gita, a question was asked to Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi. Can women take up to sannyasa? He said yes. If they are qualified, they have that maturity, yes, he said. So that is there. Guru Vakyam is there. So nobody is actually barred. So definitely everybody can pursue this. But one should have that kind of a inner this thing. The courage of conviction and to pursue it consistently with determination. These are all the pumsatvam qualities. So actually, I want to quote, if you see one of our ammas, Swamini Amma, Vimalananda Amma, you must have known. You see her, my God, we admire her. The way she conducts herself and that is pumstvam I could see. That is the pumstvam. Even among men there are very timid, very emotional, confused. For them, no. So to gain this kind of pumsatvam is very rare. It's a rare quality. Pumstvam. Tato viprata, and also to be a Brahmin. Vipran means for Brahmin is very rare. Oh, only it is for Brahmins. So it's all not for non-Brahmins or what? No. Gurudev explains beautifully. See, this is why we need the master's guidance to understand the scriptures properly. Here, Viprata means the Pandit class, they try to interpret it saying that only for Brahmins. See, Gurudev Chinmayananda himself was not a Brahmin. You know what? He had to go through a lot of difficulties because of that. The Pandit class, they were very upset when he started giving it in English. Milecha Bhasha in Solvana. You should not talk Upanishads in Milecha Bhasha. So the Pandit class were very upset and angry with him. They were even cursing him, it seems. Then few devotees approached Kanji Mahaprabhu, it seems, and asked him. Mahaprabhu said, it seems, Saraswati is dancing in his tongue. So what else? Like that. So it is not like that. Our Nandanar and all, Nayanmar, they are all, not Brahmins. Wow, from the very lower strata of the society. So this Kannappa Nayanar and all. There are so many examples. So not only for Viprata Brahmins, what is meant here is, Brahmana means what? A thinker. Sattva Pradhanam. See, it is said, Guna Karma Vibhagayoho. These varnas, 4 varnas, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Guna and Karma, not because of birth. What sort of Guna? If he is Sattva Pradhanam, he is Brahmana. If he is Rajo Pradhanam, backed by Sattva, then he is Kshatriya. If he is Rajo Pradhanam, backed by Tamas, he is Vaishya, because selfish. And only Tamo Pradhanam is Shudra. That is how it is classified. Accordingly, only they can perform actions in the world outside. If he is a thinker, means he will teach. He conceives ideas. And if he is a man of action, leader, he leads the society, Kshatriya. So that is how it is interpreted. So Viprata means one who can think and one who is Sattva Pradhan. So here, Gurudev says, what is Sattva Pradhan? He says, these are the 3 qualities, main qualities, any Brahmana should possess. Santosham, contentment. See, Mudalle Adivangirish. Contentment. Manatriptihi. Samadhana. Samadhana means what he says? Spirit of self-surrender. And Shanti. Peace. If these three qualities are seen in a man, then he is a Brahmana. Self-contentment. Pod, alambhavaha. Enough. I am contented. And samadhana. Samadhana means what? That is the Lord who will take care of everything. So that is the attitude of self-surrender. And Shanti. When you self-surrender, that is Shanti. No? When a person is continuously agitated and confused, how can you call him a Brahmana? So in a seeker, when you find all these qualities, he is a Brahmana only. See, that is why Swami Chinmayanji, whenever the brahmacharis came to the ashram, whatever caste or whatever this thing they belong to, Upanayanam not. And then he gives the Brahmopadesham, that is the Gayatri Mantra and all. So, Vipratha means it's not only for Brahmins, one who is Sattva Pradhan. Among the Brahmins by birth, if they are very tamasic, how can you call them as Brahmins? They are very rajasic. You see nowadays, they go in bike like a hero, Salman Khan, like the tuft, with all those, like they with cooling glass, they feel they are, superheroes. Then they expect people to respect, worship, fall at the feet. And so much of money. No santosham, no contentment. Then how can you call a person as a Brahmana? So therefore, not by birth, guna karma vibhaga yogo. If he is sattva pradhan, it is very rare to have this sattva pradhana quality in a person. Because most of us are very rajasic only, na? Want to prove ourselves, want to achieve something in life. Is that not so? So a sattva pradhan means what? He is very sure about himself. He doesn't want to prove anything to anybody. He is very quiet, contented. So that is what he just said, Vipratha. Tasmad Vaidhika Karma Marga Parata. Even though one is born as a human, Narajhanma, and one who has got that kind of pumsata, that attitude of courage and conviction, and sattva pradhanam, but if he is not following the Vaidika Marga, Vaidika Dharma Marga Parata, if he is not walking the path of Veda Dharma, Vedic Dharma, then there is no use actually. See, actually, according to our Sanatana Dharma, Vedas are the authentic means of knowledge. Pramanam. Atindriya Vishaye Vedaha Pramana. So, whatever the Vedas they are suggesting, these are the karmas you have to do, these you should not do, then we have to follow that. Vedo nityam adhiyatam taduditam karmasvanushthiyatam. Taduditam karmasvanushthiyatam. So whatever ordained by the scriptures, by Vedas, that alone we have to do. The Nishiddha karma, which has been banned, said no, we should not do. And Vaidika Dharma Marga Parata means what? Initially, to purify our minds, we have to perform our actions as offering unto the Lord. See, those days, yaga, yajna and all, that should not be done with kamana, with desires. Everything offered unto the Lord. And then japa, tapa, for single-pointed mind, to develop a single-pointed mind. Japa, tapa and all. And then study of scriptures. And then living a very disciplined, beautiful life. These are all included in this Vaidika Dharma Marga Parata. So, for a person to have this kind of a sadbuddhi, that I have to live according to the injunctions of the Vedas, is very rare. Because people think, I can do whatever I want. Those things are okay, outdated. Long back. Now in this modern age, those things are not applicable. So I will do whatever I want to do. No. See, this is a traditional thought, Vedantic thought, that one has to submit to certain discipline. Vaidika Dharma Marga Parata. Why? Because our tendencies, our mind is very tamasic generally, or rajasic. So to make it more and more sattvic, so we have to follow all these disciplines. Get up early in the morning and take bath and sit for some time, japa tapa and all. And then some study of scriptures and contemplation on the scriptures. Then you are inspired. And there are certain obligatory duties you have to do. Nitya karma, naimitya karma, they say. Na? Those are all the Vaidika marga. See, it is not only for Brahmins, for everyone actually. Tasmad Vaidika karma dharma marga parata. That is also very, very rare. And Vidvatvam asmat padam. And very, very rare is what? Vidvatvam. Mastery over the scriptures. Like to read and understand scripture, you need a guru, and to contemplate and understand the essence of the scriptural injunctions or the statements is very, very rare. I tell you. Even very intelligent people, they misunderstand actually. See, that is why all these Western people, they study like a novel or something, and they say, what is this nonsense? What are they talking? How can it be? It's all nonsense. That's what they say. But only when you go through the proper sort of initiation and also the Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, you will come to understand, little bit at least. So, to gain the real understanding of scripture is very, very rare. Even though a person may walk in the path of Vaidika dharma. But most of the time they get lost only in what? Vaidika karmas. Okay, Sandhyandam you have to do. Gayatri Japa is very essential. It is very good actually. Gayatri Chandasa Mata. It's mother of mantras. That is all very good. And Tirtha Yatra, very good. Vratam, wonderful. Shivaratri, Navaratri, all these Vratam and Pujas, wonderful. But you stop there. Meaning what? Then you are there only. The next step is what? You have to study scriptures, because then only you get the right understanding about life, about oneself, about the world, about that Ishvara, the Lord, and about the oneness. So this is very, very important. Otherwise, how do we know? How do we know that everything is one? So this is very important, the study of scriptures. From Guru Mukha is very important. According to the tradition, we have to listen from a guru. It is not to keep our market intact we are saying this. You should only listen from a guru. Not like that. Even when you learn cycling, you need somebody to go behind you, to gain that balance, till you gain that balance. So if that is so, then this is very, very subtle path. You need somebody to guide you and to interpret it in the right way. So therefore, it is not enough only if you are ritualistic, only if you know Anushtanam. Anushtanam is wonderful, that gives the discipline, that gives sattva. Then further, satsanga is important. Study of scripture is important. See, without all those initial things, straight away if you study also, you may not understand. Why? Mind is not sattvic. It is so rajasic or tamasic. In that state of mind, you cannot understand scripture. See, in a class, there are say 20-30 people. The teacher gives you the same knowledge. But how you understand depends on the quality of your mind and intellect. If the quality of mind and intellect is very sattvic, very quiet, alert, vigilant, this is sattvic mind. What is sattvic mind? It should be quiet, not agitated, distracted. Quiet, alert, not sleepy, dull, vigilant, and absorbing everything. See, I can see some students, they just absorb everything. That is the quality. So for that, you need a real beautiful mind, quality mind. For that, those anushtanam, those disciplines are very essential. But for some people, it is naturally, it's inborn, it's there. When they are born, it is there. Because of their Purva Janma Sukruta. So therefore, it is very, very important to learn and understand scriptures. See, we are all very grateful to our teachers because, at a very young age, our Swami, he taught us what is life, what is the real purpose of this birth, and how to lead a wonderful life and all those stuff. Otherwise, we would have got lost in the samsara. Is that not so? So therefore, the guidance from the master is very, very important. And we have to learn, we have to understand, then we have to live. See, blindly if you live, there is no sort of beauty in that. That is why Gurudev, my God, how much he has done for this world, Swami Chinmayananda. Whenever I say Gurudev, it is Swami Chinmayananda. Whenever I say Bhagavan, it is Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi only, not anybody else. Whenever I say Acharyaji, it is my teacher who taught me scripture in the ashram, Swami Anubhavanandaji. So this is what I have mentioned, I refer. Guruji means I refer to Swami Tejomayanji. Okay, so here, Vidvatvam means you should have the mastery of the scriptures, understand and imbibe all those things in you. And then comes Atmana Atma Vivechanam. Meaning what? The discrimination between the self and the not self. Adallam paaka porom. Detailed we are going to see. In Vivekachudamani, Vivekam only dane. Vivekachudamani. So the discrimination, Viveka, between Atma and Anatma, that is very, very rare. See, people talk about Pahuttarivu in this land, land of Pahuttarivu, meaning what? Vivekam they say, but their Pahuttarivu is very, very laughable, But real Pahuttarivu means what? What is Satyam? What is Asatyam? What is the true self? What is the not self? Anatma. This Vivekam is very, very rare. See, though we study scriptures, in the practical life, we are not discriminating. We get carried away. Chumma manam bona pokla poyirom. Is that not so? So this is very, very rare. Atma anatma vivechanam. Svanbhavo brahmatmana samsitihi. And then, through one's own experience, to abide in the truth. Brahmatmana, meaning what? To know and realize that the Brahman, which is the consciousness behind this universe, is the consciousness which is expressing from this Atma, is one. This realization, very, 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 very rare. See, 1 in 1,000, they get interested in this knowledge. And among them, 1 in 1,000, they really pursue it diligently. And yaro romba rare, they realize this truth. For that, one has to study scripture, contemplate, and then this Viveka, Atma Anatma Viveka. Whenever we are leading our life in a day-to-day, this thing also, we have to have this Viveka. And then one has to gain this abidance, Swa-anubhuti. See, it is not, it is not a great thing if you quote somebody else. You know what Ramakrishna said? What Bhagavan said? What are you saying? I don't know anything. So what is your experience? See, if a teacher is teaching only from the books, it doesn't, it doesn't create any impact. It doesn't inspire. A teacher should teach from his own experience, from his own understanding and experience. Then only it will have an impact. That is why Shrotyam Brahmanishtam. So therefore, Swa-anubhuti is very, very important. See, our Gurudev always used to say, the Western philosophers are armchair philosophers. Some sort of, they are in the utopian world but our masters are not like that. They always believe in experience. See, initially you have to believe in somebody, what they say. But later it has to be confirmed by your own experience. Then only you have to accept it. So this is very, very, very rare. So therefore, to get a human birth is rare. And in that pumsatvam, that kind of masculine qualities, some people get agitated, Why these masters, these Shankara and others, they say pumsatvam, the feminist people, they get agitated. That is why Gurudev was very clear. It is a quality. That courage of, அப்போனா விமன் வந்து அப்படி மட்டம் தட்டுறீங்களா நீங்கள்? அப்படி கிடையாது. In nature, certain things are certain way. We have to accept it, See, the women folk, they are designed to be mothers. So, that kind of, love and, compassion, that soft nature is inbuilt in them. That is natural, actually. Otherwise, how can this world function? If mothers are not there, how can a child grow? So therefore, அதெல்லாம் நம்ம accept பண்ணிக்க தான் வேண்டியிருக்கு. So pumsatvam means a masculine sort of qualities like courage, conviction, detachment, all those stuff. And then to have sattvic attitude, santosham, samadhana, and shanti. So it's all very, very rare. And even after that, to walk in this path of Vaidika Margam, to know that yes, Vedas are pramana. Whatever they say, we have to accept and we have to follow. That is very rare. And indeed, very, very rare to understand Vedas. Appreciate the deeper imports of Vedas is very rare. Even after that, to have this discrimination between Atma and Atma is very, very rare. After that, to gain the true abidance, that is the experience of the self, of that Paramatma, is very, very rare. And he says in the last line, Muktirno shata janmakoti sukrutaihi punyair vina labhyate. And this mukti, this liberation, is not attained unless you have done a lot of punya karma. Shatakoti janmas. So only when you have done sukrutam, so much of good deeds, punya karma, through your so many janmas, then only this mukti is possible. Meaning what? It cannot happen just like that. If you are here in this Vivekachudamani session class, it means you have evolved sufficiently. Otherwise, how many people are there? They say, Swamiji, you are very busy, no time, and I am attached to that organization, I am the president of that organization, I have to go every day there, I have to do this, I have to do that. Swamiji, I can't come out. இதுக்கு ஒரு வாசனை வேண்டியிருக்கு. இந்த வாசனை இல்லாட்டி ஒன்றுமே செய்ய முடியாது. You cannot compel anybody, push anybody. When there is vasana, you cannot stop anybody also. So therefore, if we have come here to this point, we have done some skrutam. We have done something good in our previous janmas, lives. That is why we are here. But alas, if you don't make use of it, he's going to tell you what? He says it is self-suicide. He says, Atma hani. Self-suicide, he says. It is not physical suicide. It is spiritual suicide. That's what he says. He's going to say now. Now, so having read this, we will move on to the third verse. So in the second verse, he is pointing out how we have to live actually to gain this knowledge, to attain to liberation. That is what he has mentioned actually. And he is saying it's very, very rare. Unless you have done so much of sukrutam, you will not reach to this point. Now, Durlabam trayame vaitad Devanugraha hetukam Manushyatvam mumukshutvam Mahapurusha samshrayaha Durlabham trayame vaitad Devanugraha hetukam Manushyatvam mumukshutvam Mahapurusha samshrayaha Durlabham trayame vaitad. These three things are very, very rare. Durlabham. What are those three? Manushyatvam. To be born as a human. Here, Manushyatvam. And then mumukshutvam, to have this longing for a higher life. That is mumukshutvam. Mumukshu means what? One who is aspiring for moksha. Moksha means liberation, total liberation. Enough is enough. I have done everything. I have enjoyed everything. Enough. All this is asaram, asashvatam. It is all what? Essenceless. Ashashvata means it is not permanent. It is all just fleeting. Now I want something higher. Something really worthy. So this burning desire is called as mumukshutvam. This will not happen. This will not happen. See, you cannot cheat yourself. You can cheat anybody. A person can have all this vesha, pattaya potu, kottai potu, mottai potu, enna vena seiyalam. பெரிய சாஸ்திரிகள் மாதிரி அங்கவஸ்திரம்லாம் போட்டு அப்படிலாம் இருக்கலாம், என்ன வேணா செய்யலாம். But to have this real அருட்தாகம்னு சொல்லுவார். See, this thirst, அருள்தாகம் சொல்லுவார், ராமகிருஷ்ணன் சொல்லுவார், அருட்தாகம். This thing for higher, it has to happen. Nobody can sort of inject it from outside. This mumukshutvam. See, we all have that mumukshutvam. That is why we are here. Is that not so? Yeah. To know and to realize the highest, the Paramatma. Very rare to have mumukshutvam. Because the mind gets easily lost in what? In wealth, in pleasure, in name and fame. Kanchana, Kamini, Kirti. Ramakrishna says, Kanchana means wealth. Kamini means sense indulgence. And Kirti means name and fame. I tell you. So, to renounce or to give up all those things and to aspire for something higher is something very, very, very rare. Mumukshutvam. And rarer than that is Mahapurusha Samshrayaha. To get association with a great master. That is very rare. If you all have come to Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, it is not ordinary. I tell you, அது சாதாரணமே கிடையாது. If you have come to Adi Shankara, it is not just like that. It's not a fluke. What he says? Etat Deva Anugraha Hetukam. Deva Anugraham. The blessings of the Lord is there. That is why a person is getting human birth and also having this desire for higher life, and also he is getting association with a Mahatma. Deva Anugraha Hetukam. Without the divine blessings of the Lord, the Parameshwara, this will not happen. See, earlier verse he said, Sukrutam, good deeds. But here he says, it is all blessings of the Lord to get this human birth and also to aspire for something higher, giving up all the other pursuits. See, இது சாதாரணமாக வராது. Enough. என்ன திரும்ப திரும்ப, what are we doing here? Earning, spending, and mating, breeding. And this is same. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jadare. Again and again, how many lives we have lived this way? Again and again, same thing, getting attached to somebody. All those nonsense. We have lived like this for so many janmas. And to get this mukshutvam is Deva Anugraham. And not only that, after that, if you happen to be in the presence of a Mahatma, if you can have satsanga with a Mahatma, it is all not ordinary, it is very, very rare. See, that is why I always remember our Swamiji who guided us with so much of, gratitude, with so much of reverence, with tears in the eyes, because without them, we do not know anything now. Without them guiding us. See, actually speaking, their presence itself is enough. They do not utter a word. The Mahatmas, their presence itself is enough. The Sannidhana Vishesham, the mind quietens, the buddhi is very clear, and you pursue this path. So therefore, Mahapurusha Samshrayam is very, very rare. After having all these things, if you throw it away, then what? Atmahani. So you are committing self. So that is what he is going to say in the next verse. So these three things, Deva Anugrahat Hetukam, only because of the blessings of the Lord you get all these three things. Labdva kadam chin narajanma durlabham tatrapi pumsvam shruti paradharshanam yastvatma muktau nayateta mudadihi Sahyatmaha swam vinihantya sadgrahat labdhva kadam chinnarajanma durlabham tatrapi pumsvam shruti paradharshanam yastvatma muktau nayateta mudadihi sahyatmaha swam vinihantya sadgrahat. See, one more thing I want to tell you. This is in Sanskrit, right? It is not our language. So we are trying to read. So we should not chant very loudly. Tapu tapa we should not chant very loudly because it is recorded also. So when we are not sure about it, konja adaki vaskim. Little less we have to, our tone should be little less. When we are very confident, yes. Because otherwise it will be recorded in the wrong way. Tapu tapa it will be recorded. Not only for recording sake, but when you are not very sure, we have to be little softer. When we are confident, yes. You understand? So therefore, I want you people to chant, but not very loudly. In Tapu Tapa very loudly. Romba confident he is very wrong. Some people are very confidently wrong. So here, Labdhva kadamchit narajanma durlabham. Having obtained this human birth, which is very rare, durlabham, tatrapi pumsvam, and also having these very masculine qualities, Shruti Paradarshanam, and having studied scriptures also, Shruti Paradarshanam, and to some extent gaining some understanding of the scriptures, Yahatu Atma Muktau Na Yateta. If that person is not aspiring to walk in this path, Na Yateta, if he is not putting forward sufficient efforts, Yateta means if he is not putting forward sufficient efforts, Na Yateta, Mudadihi, such a foolish person, Mudadihi, Sahi Atmaha Swam Vinihanti, he is committing self-suicide. Asad Grahat, see, we have to split it as Asad Grahat. By clinging on to unreal things, Asad Grahat. See? Yahatu Atma Muktau Na Yateta. If he is not putting forward sufficient effort in the right direction for the liberation or to gain that abidance, then what to talk about that Mudadi? See, Adi Shankara is not talking about anybody, he is talking about us. Please remember, I am talking to myself also. He is directly pointing fingers at us, at me, I would say. Why? See, to gain this kind of a Manushyatvam and Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samshrayam is very rare. These qualities and to get to study scriptures, to understand, is very, very, very rare. After that, if you are not putting forward sufficient effort. Why? Tamas, laziness, parampatupam. Next Shivaratri onwards I am going to start. Meaning what? Not now, next Shivaratri onwards. That Shivaratri will never come. Why never come? You can live only in the present. Even if Shivaratri comes, it will come as the present only. If you are not doing now, you will never do it. And not only that, see, that flame should be kept burning within. That is very important. Not activity as such. That kind of this thing should burn within. So if you are not putting sufficient effort, to sit in meditation is very difficult, right? People ask me, Swamiji, can you have some music and then meditate on that? See, adallam sari varadu. Why crutches from the world outside? You have to sit. You have to just sit like a statue, and then you have to do the mantra japa or whatever, or you try to turn within, all those stuff. But that is very difficult, Swamiji. Yes, it is difficult only. Mudugallam valikkudu Swami, kurukkallam valikkudu. Because you have not learned to sit properly. You have not learned. Asana siddhi illa. எந்த சித்தியும் இல்லை, ஆத்ம சித்தியும் இல்லை. இருக்கிறவங்க சித்திகள் தான், நிறைய சித்திகள் இருக்காங்க, சித்தியை காணும் எதுவும். People do not know Tamil, cannot appreciate it. So no siddhi. So it's very difficult to learn, to chant, to hear mantras easy, but we doze off. Yesterday I don't know how many people dozed off in Samaganam. It's like a lullaby. He's singing beautifully, and so it's very difficult. Yes, no pain, no gain. Is it not so? So if you don't put in proper efforts, after gaining all these things, that Mudadihi, that idiot, that fool, Mudadihi, Mudamate nu solrar Bhajagovindathila, Mudamate, he is committing self-suicide. How? By clinging on to unreal things, fleeting, perishing things. He is clinging on, is that not so? See, some people tell me, Swamiji, I attend classes and everything, but for me though, my first priority is my wife and children. After that only everything else. Meaning what? After studying everything also, you say, see, you have to be doing your duties, no doubt. You have as a grahastha, yes, but my first priority is only that, and afterwards only everything comes. No, put the God first, the world next, and yourself the last, says Swami Shivananda of Rishikesh. Rishikesh, yeah. So put God first means what? In our life, the Paramatma or the true self, that is first and foremost. Because that is the truth, that is the reality. Other things can wait. It will all change, it will go, it will perish. The world next means what? Loka Kalyanam, the good of the world, welfare of the world. Paropakarartham idam shariram. Why the sharira is given to us? Paropakarartham. Only to serve others. Others means the people in the world, the beings. Paropakarartham idam shariram. Otherwise we become very selfish and very small. Yes, earning is very good, spending is good, we have to, sort of take care of our children, everything is right. But only that and nothing else means we are gone. Atmahani. Atmahani means what? Committing self-suicide. Some people are born in great families, Their forefathers are all great sannyasis, great people. But for them, no asana. Always roaming in the world. Nanga pone, inge pone, ada senjai. All nonsense. And we waste our lives. So, sahi atmaha swam vinihanti asadgrahat. By clinging on to something unreal, he commits self-suicide. That Mudadihi, that stupid person. इथक्कोन्वस्ति मूढात्मा यस्तु स्वार्थे प्रमाद्यति दुर्लभं मानुषं देहं प्राप्य तत्रापि पौरुषम् इथक्कोन्वस्ति मूढात्मा यस्तु स्वार्थे प्रमाद्यति दुर्लभं मानुषं देहं प्राप्य तत्रापि पौरुषम् इतः कोन्वस्ति मूढात्मा. Is there any greater fool here? Moodhatma means fool. Itaha kon asti moodhatma. Is there any greater fool here? Yahatu swarte pramadhyati. One who is inadvertent in his efforts. Pramada means, you know what? Careless. Maradi, careless. Careless. And inadvertent this. That is the right word in English to use. Pramadam. Pramadhyati means when it comes to right efforts, he is not very serious about it. Like that, pramadhyati means what? One who is slipping in his efforts. Durlabham manusham deham prapya. Even after gaining this human birth, tatrapi paurusham. Also those rare qualities of courage and all those paurusham, all those qualities. Is there a greater fool who doesn't apply himself, put forward right efforts? And pramadhyati means who is careless, heedless to the inner voice. Is there a greater fool? So he is addressing us only, please. Again I am pointing out. He is addressing us only. Is there a greater fool? Swamiji, but people say, Mahatmas say it is effortless. Effortless existence. Yes, it is. But Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, to attain that, to reach there, you have to put a lot of effort. See, once a devotee asked him, it seems, in the question answer, it is there. Great masters like J. Krishnamurti and all says it is effortless existence. In fact, efforts are the great obstacle to reach this state. Bhagavan says, yes, you would have finished all the efforts in his previous janmas. He says, Bhagavan himself has said, you need to put in a lot of efforts to reach that state of effortless, because the mind is always extrovert now. Always running out. The senses are turbulent. So much of vasanas inside. So there comes the challenge. That is why the first teaching in that Atichudi, Ahamuha Padu, to turn within, is very difficult. Mind is ready for everything else, not to turn within. Everything else. Tirthayatra, I am there. But to sit quiet within, no. And then we quote all great masters. You know what? Meditation is not closed eye meditation. Even open eye you can meditate. Then you can walking meditation, talking meditation. We say all nonsense. But the thing is, we can't sit quiet peacefully and turn within. So if we are not putting forward right effort, we are committing self-suicide. Pramadhyati means what? When we are very careless, when we are inadvertent, we do not know the seriousness of the thing actually. Dhanayaminyau sayam prataha shishira vasantau punarayataha kala kridati gacchati ayu tatapina munchati asha vayu. The morning comes and goes, the evening comes and goes, and the seasons they change. Kala kridati gacchati ayuhu. Kala kridati, the time. Kridati, it sports. Gacchati ayuhu. And the life ebbs away. It's not every day. The life ebbs away. Tatapi na munchati asha vayu. Still we are the same. Asha vayu, swayed by the desires. So therefore, this is a serious thing. When we are healthy, when we are sound in our mind, we have to practice or we have to do the spiritual sadhanas. When we become older and when we become unhealthy, it is not possible. See, it is pavamarku. Very older people, they have a lot of ubadhikal, lot of things, physical things. When they sit, they doze off. When they want to sleep, they cannot sleep. But whenever they sit, they doze off. And people who are taking a lot of medicines, all these English medicines, they put you, they make you drowsy. In that you cannot practice this. I'm telling you. I'm telling myself also. Now and here when we are hale and hearty and when we are in the right frame of mind, we have to practice this. So, if you are not putting forward efforts now, later we may regret. Ayyo, evlo naira anchi, evlo kala anchi. Nyayathuk chumma waste pannitome. We have wasted all the time. Chumma thevi illama and the phone nondite irundome. We have been always with the phone now. Into the net, caught in the net. Unnecessary things. It's garbage. The politics have got no meaning. But we are so much glued to the politics, sports, business, economics, finance, and whatnot, science, space travel, this, that. But what about self-inquiry? Sorry, I'm using Tamil here and there. Please forgive me for that. It comes in the flow, So, meaning what? Yahatu swarte. Swarte means what? In our efforts, pramadhyati. If he is going to fail, then Kon vasti Atma, is there any other fool greater than him? How beautifully he is expressing. So he is setting up the right, mood for the study of scriptures. So therefore, having gained all this, if you are going to throw it away, then nobody can help us. See, when we refuse to turn within, when we refuse to apply ourselves, even Lord Brahmaji, if he comes and teaches you also, no use actually. Even Dakshinamurti comes also, we will say, please wait, I have to fulfill all those duties. You know what happened? Namdev or Tukaram? Namdev only, or Tukaram? I always get confused with these two great devotees. So from Vishnu Loka, this thing came, it seems, to take him. He said, I'm ready to go. He asked his wife, you also can come. She said, no, I will not come. The children are there. She is right in her own perspective. But still she said, no, you go. I will not come. Meaning what? We are not ready. But to Yama, you cannot say that. When Yama comes, you cannot quarrel with him. You cannot say, please give me 10 minutes, 10 days. No. Yaman rombo polladavan vidamatan. Yesterday we sang a song. Yaman rombo polladavan vidamatan. He will not leave you. He will not even give you grace time of 5 minutes. When the appointed time comes, very scary actually speaks. Evaladan philosophy padichalo. The death is not there, and the Atma is imperishable, and then the body is made of Panchabhuta, it goes to Panchabhuta, everything is fine. But actually death is scary. Why, suddenly what happens we don't know. Where he goes we don't know. Actually we don't know. We believe in so many things because we have learned so many scriptures and all. But actually we don't know. And in the world scriptures also there are different ideas also. You may go there, you may go here, all those stuff. You don't know. So therefore, before that, we have to put in all efforts. Vadantu shastrani yajantu devan.
Vadantu shastrani yajantu devan.
Kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha.
Kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha.
Atmaikya bodhena vina vimuktihi.
Atmaikya bodhena vina vimuktihi.
न सिद्ध्यति ब्रह्म शतान्तरेऽपि वदन्तु शास्त्राणि यजन्तु देवान् कुर्वन्तु कर्माणि भजन्तु देवताः आत्मैक्यबोधेन विना विमुक्तिः न सिद्ध्यति ब्रह्म शतान्तरेऽपि Vadantu Shastrani. Let erudite scholars quote all the scriptures. Vadantu Shastrani. Meaning what? You may be able to quote scriptures. You have mastered, means memorized. See, there are some people, not only they memorize Upanishads, even the Bhashya also, by heart. And one of our brahmachari who studied with us, my God, he has got photographic memory. Bhagavatam he can quote. He can just chant by heart. Very rare actually. So here it says, Vadantu Shastrani. You can quote scriptures left, right and center. Yajantu Devan. You can propitiate all the devas through Yaha Yajnadi. Yajantu Devan. Kurvantu Karmani. You may do a lot of social work, this, that. Kurvantu Karmani. Bhajantu Devataha. You may worship any devatas here. All these are called as devatas according to the Vedanta Shastra. Yajantu means you can worship. Bhajantu or Yajantu Devata. Why we worship God? Because we have got a lot of desires. Kami, we are Kami. So Yajantu Devataha. You may do all these things. You may go for Tirtha Yatra, all those stuff. Lot of vratas you may undertake, all those things. Atma Ikkya Bodhena Vina Vimuktihi Na Siddhyati. This is according to Shankara, without realizing the oneness between the Brahma and the Atma, Brahman and the Atma, Vina Vimukti Na Siddhyati. The liberation is not possible. Brahma Shatantarepi. Meaning what? Even if you live through 100, time period of Brahmaji, Brahmaji lives a very long life, or kalpam they say, na? Like the 100 kalpas if you allude also, without realizing the oneness between the universal, that is the universal consciousness and the individual consciousness. Brahma Atma Ikkya Bodhena Vina Na Vimukti Na Siddhyate. The liberation is not attained. Even if you live for so many lives, if you put forward effort in so many lives, it's not possible. Now recently I had been to Rishikesh to attend a camp of Acharyaji. There one of my Guru Bhai, he is there in Rishikesh. He is a very great scholar actually. He is Pakka, Adi Shankara, Vedanti. So when we were having chit chat, he was asking me, Swami, you are Bhagavan. He said, you are Bhagavan. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. He talks about, yes, Atma Vichara and all fine. But where is Tatpada Nirnaya? There is only Tvam Pada Nirnaya. Tvam means he is asking to inquire about the self, oneself. That is fine. Where is Tatpada Nirnaya? Tatpada means there is no inquiry about the Tatpadam. Tatpadam means what? that Brahma Tattvam or whatever. Without, this kind of Aikya Bodha, it's not possible. I told him, Bhagavan destroys the Tatpadam or whatever it is with the Deham Naham. And afterwards, it's all Manomayam. He says, no. Adallam appadi illa. According to our traditional Vedanta thought, Tatpadanyanam panni, Tvampadanyanam panni, then Asi. You have to sort of realize the oneness. Then only it is possible. He was arguing with me. What can you say? So I thought he is very buddhiman than Bhagavan Raman Maharshi, I thought. So the thing is, the Kator Vedanta people, they say, no, all these things are not possible. Bhagavan Raman Maharshi sollirundal kuda, it's not. This Mahavakya Upadesha, Tattvamasi, and then Tatpada Nirnaya, we are going to see all those things in Vivekachudamani. And then you should realize the oneness. That is true. See, but when you abide in the self, the oneness is realized. But when you don't abide, it is not realized at all, even if you study all the scriptures. That is why Bhagavan Shankara says here, Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam, Vrata Paripalam Adavadhanam. சொல்றார் இல்லையா? என்ன சொல்றார்? பஜதின முக்திம் ஜன்மசதேனங்க சொல்றார். Even you do all these things, but if you are not having the right knowledge, no mukti, he says. Then bhaktas are all very, very, sort of disappointed. What about bhakti then? Swaswarupa anusandhanam bhakti, he says. But you know what? I tell you, sometimes people are very biased. The same Sri Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhya mokshesh. You need not do anything. Just surrender unto me. I will take care of everything. Ma shuchaha, he says. Yogakshemam vahamyaham, he says. I will give you the buddhi yogam, he says. Buddhi yogam dadami aham nu solrar. I will give you the buddhi. I will give you everything. Whatever intelligence it is required to know the self, I will give you. All the sins I will take care, don't worry. So when Paramatma is sort of assuring you, what else you need? This Vedantis, they say, no. One, you have to go through the scriptures, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasana, and then Brahmatma, Aikya Bodha. Then only you can. Yes, I agree. See, I am a great follower of Adi Shankara, and the Swami who trained me, who sort of mentored me, is a Kator Adi Shankara sort of Bhakta. So definitely we all have great reverence and great distinct towards Adi Shankara, no doubt. Even Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi has translated so much of Shankara's work into Tamil. No doubt about that. But people get so fanatic about things. Like Christian people getting fanatic about that. Jesus alone says, like that, only this path will save. No, my dear, not now, afterwards. During the satsang, when I talk, only I will talk. After that, we will give you opportunity to ask. So therefore, otherwise, on the flow of thought, you will be disturbed. So, therefore, it is not that only like this. The devotion also is a path. Definitely it's a path. Because that is wonderful path actually. We surrender means what? We give up the ego only. Ahankara is tyagam only, surrender. Atma samarpanam means what? That is why Bhagavan himself has said, either Atma Vicharam or Atma Samarpanam, he has said. You do the Vicharam, if you find it difficult, if you are not made for that, Atma Samarpanam. You surrender everything unto the Lord. Surrendering is not easy actually. Our ego is so strong. Surrendering is not easy. Please understand. Our likes and dislikes we have to give up. We have to let go everything. Ennam yeduvo adu seivai. What, Lord, thine will be done, not mine. To come to this stage is not easy. We want everything our way. My way or hit the highway. To say everything is yours or your way, it's not easy actually. So Atma Samarpanam is also one of the way. But when you come to the hall of Vedanta, when you study Shankara, we have to go by his words only. We cannot interpret in a different way. So according to Shankara, he says, Atma Ikkya Bodha. See, when you surrender totally, when the ego self is dissolved in the bhakti, you realize this Brahma Atma Ikya Bodha. You don't see any Bheda. For you, in that state, there is only Bhagavan. See, Jnani says there is only self. Bhakta says there is only Bhagavan. That is the difference. The language is different. But actually the experience is one only. See, if you study Sambandha, Jnana Sambandha and all, and Tiruvasakam, Manikavasakam and all, my God, they are there. See, when they express it, it's duality. But their experience is there only. So therefore, let us not get deluded. Bhakti also is wonderful. See, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, he has appreciated all the Tamil Vedas, all the Tevaram, Tiruvasakam and all. And he has been very accommodative, you know. But the Ramana Bhaktas are not. Bhagavan is very accommodative. Ramana Bhaktas are, you know, smarter than even Bhagavan. Some people have got this problem, Ramana Bhaktas. Adi Shankara's way of approach will not help. It will keep the ego thriving only. What? Soham. What? Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. No, you have to do vichara. So, nobody has realized self before Bhagavan, Ramana Maharshi. Adi Shankara is a fool. After Bhagavan only, people got realized. See, they are also like Christian missionaries only. Jesus alone saves. Only if you come to Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, you are saved. Otherwise, you are shaved off. See, it's all very childish, I tell you. Very childish, immature approach. Even though they are great masters, they are immature and childish only. Ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. That is the real thing. See, there is one Mahatma, Eckhart Tolle, they say, the power of now. He says, one day he just got up and got this. Without any effort, without anything. No study of scriptures, like our Bhagavan only. He says, and we believe in him, the way he writes and expresses. So, according to them, only Shravana, Nidhyasana, after that, no. It can happen anytime to anybody. No, it's all exception. It's only this way. Yeah, I agree. But, you know, if you say only this way and no other way, then we are becoming somewhere fanatical, right? So, therefore, according to Shankara, only through this Brahma Atma Ikya Bodha, this truth is attained, the liberation is gained. Otherwise not. Even if you strive for 100 yugas, 100 kalpas, still it is not attained. So therefore, we have to study scriptures, listen, and then contemplate, and then meditate on it. Try to live that knowledge, then gain that knowledge of Brahma Atma Ikya Bodha. Therefore, to realize the oneness between the universal consciousness or the Brahman and the individual consciousness Atman is a goal of Vedanta Shastra. The vision of oneness is a goal of Vedanta Shastra. That is what we have to understand. Okay, so we will stop here. It is almost 8 or more than that. And we will continue in the next class. Om Purnamadha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudhachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yes, what did you want to say?
As you quoted now, Ekam Sat Vipro
Bahuda
Vadanti. Maybe anybody's experience. Before, just